The new Juliet in a London-based production of Romeo and Juliet is black, and people have a lot to say about this. Okay, so this casting was announced early last week, and it lit the internet on fire. All right, so Tom Holland, who is British, is fronting a new production of Romeo and Juliet in London. The lead actress that has been cast is somebody I've never heard of before. Her name is Francesca Amewudah-Rivers, and she is going to play Juliet. This is what this woman looks like. I have scoured the internet for more attractive photos of this woman. I do not know that they exist, but it has caused an entire uproar on the internet. Okay, so there's a couple of things that are going on here. First of all, the theater company that is involved in this is calling all of the criticism of this Black Juliet racial hatred. I honestly do not think that this is racial hatred. I do not think that people are hating on this Juliet because she is black. I think that they are hating on this chick because she is not attractive. She is not classically beautiful. This is not the idea that we have of a Juliet. And like I said, I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that she is black. Now, the company that is behind this casting has released a statement from the backlash. They are saying that this is quote unquote deplorable racial abuse. So they are telling you if you have an issue with the fact that this Juliet is basically unattractive, then you are engaging in racial hatred and racial abuse. And I do not agree with that at all. This is the thing. I'm a Broadway guy. I spend half my time in New York, and one of the reasons that I love New York is that I go to a lot of theater. It is something that I deeply, truly enjoyed. Now, a lot of theater people will know that in 2011, they did the same thing on Broadway with Orlando Bloom and Condola Rashad. Orlando Bloom was Romeo, Condola Rashad was Juliet. Nobody batted an eyelash. Nobody cared about this because, surprise, surprise, Condola Rashad is gorgeous. She is attractive. Nobody had an issue with this. So I really do take umbrage to the idea that anybody that had problems with this casting of a Black Juliet, those problems are based in racism and racial hatred. Like, I just don't believe it. Now, look, were there a couple of people on the sort of like far right, like super racist internet that had some issues with this because she's black? Yes. You know, there are people that make the arguments about like, oh, well, you know, Juliet is really white, et cetera, et cetera. First of all, you do know in the original productions, like in Shakespeare's original productions of these plays, they didn't even allow women on the stage. So Juliet was like literally played by like a boy in a wig, right? So that's the history of all of this stuff. And furthermore, like I said, I do not think that this is all about racial hatred. What I do think is about the fact that she is unattractive and where we are as a country today. Let me tell you something. And I have said this a million times before. It does not matter what happens in this country this November. The culture is shifting to the right, and we are starting to get away from the idea of Hollywood casting unattractive people in these productions. We are so over. We have just dealt with the past decade of seeing so many unattractive people shoved down our throats in the name of body positivity, in the name of inclusivity, in the name of all of this stuff. And you know what? Americans just want to get back to watching pretty people on the stage. We want to get back to watching pretty people in our movies. So I disagree with the idea that there is some sort of racial element involved in people criticizing this. I think honestly that it caught people's attention because she is not classically attractive.